That's the spirit.
Now what's going on with these Vampire Diaries? Now what's going on with these Vampire Diaries? Now what's going on with these Vampire Diaries?
Oh, back again. Tell your co-workers, tell your friends. Now it's season 3, VPDs in 3D. Put on your glasses, turn on your TV. Steady standing Stelena. Ooh, Klaus in the house, troubles are brewing. What else can Catherine ruin? Call the MFPD, it's Ash and Petey. About to release more podcasts on the streety.
Where's Stefan? He gave himself over to Klaus to save his brother.
Slow it down. Sipping on vervain, swerving in my lane. Brother's bond in my vein, trying to kill the pain.
Just give me the cure, and I'll do whatever you want.
Hello, welcome to the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast. We're a guy is watching the series for the first time with a superfan who has seen every episode. I'm the titular Petey. Let's just say I put the Petey in Vampire, but please call me Pete. And I'm here with my co-host and co-parent Ash. Hello, Ash.
Hello, Pete.
And also my fellow podcast guest.
Yeah.
We guested on a podcast recently that will be out in the coming season.
That was my first time guesting on a pod.
Wow, you went straight to co-host.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't work your way up the ladder. You had nepotism by marrying me.
I think I was just convenient.
Definitely. When you're safer at home with a couple other people and two of them are just children. Yeah. You kind of take who you can get.
Yeah.
And look how far we've gotten. Oh, but we should probably talk about that podcast.
Yeah.
Ash, we were guests on an upcoming episode of the show Bite Me. Mm-hmm. It's a podcast about vampire movies and such.
Yeah, with Julia and Bucola.
Mm-hmm. And what did we talk about?
Daybreakers.
Yes.
I almost forgot. I was like, yeah, Daybreakers, vampire movie. It was fun. Good chat.
From like 2009, Ethan Hawke, Willem Dafoe. I think they kept calling him William Dafoe, which is fine.
No, I didn't notice that.
It was fun, and I've listened to a couple of their other episodes, and it's a good podcast if you like vampires and vampire movies and stuff like that. They do The Vampire Diaries episode in season 1.
Yeah.
So that's certainly a place to jump in.
No, yeah, it was super fun. I had fun chatting about vampires in a different way. We talked about the Vampire Diaries a lot because that's our area of expertise.
Yes.
But they brought some other things to the table. And yeah, check it out. Bite Me.
Bite Me. Season 3. Mm-hmm. For them as well. We're on season 3. They're in season 3.
You're right.
They just started season 3 this week with The Lost Boys, which is a big blind spot for me in my vampire lore.
Yeah, I don't know The Lost Boys. I think I sort of know like the cover picture of it.
Yeah.
Seen it on the shelves at the Blockbuster.
Oh, yeah.
But that's about it for me.
It's a Kiefer. Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah.
It's a Kiefer. Yeah, we got to watch that one.
Yeah, we should.
Daybreakers was great. We talk all about it. Check that out. Bite Me. Go subscribe now.
Yeah.
They need the Vampire bump. We need the Bite Me bump.
Yeah, totally.
Ash, tonight we are also in season 3, episode 16.
Sweet 16.
The year was 1912. Mm-hmm. And that's the episode's title.
And what else happened in 1912? I don't know.
The Mystic Falls, the founders who were there. There's a funeral for Zachariah Salvatore.
But in real 1912, we don't even know off the top of our heads. Was that one of the cars were made?
There was no, Model Ts were a little earlier than that. Could have been a little bit pre-World War I would guess.
Okay. Taft was president.
Naturally.
Arizona was admitted as the 48th state. 48th state.
Man, Arizona is pretty new.
Oreo cookies introduced.
Oh, I love love that.
And Girl Scouts were founded. Big year for cookies.
Wow, that's a cookie year right there.
Oh, all the cherry blossom trees were given to DC.
Oh, wow. So.
Oh, I should know this. Titanic.
Oh, wow. Well, all right. Cherry blossoms. So cherry blossoms this year are 110. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Titanic, R.I.P.
Yeah, man.
Taft, R.I.P.
The suffragettes supporters parade in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Ladies almost getting that right to vote.
Yes, I know. Taking a long time. Alaska was a territory of the U.S.
That's good. Take that, Canada.
Marines land in Cuba.
Ooh.
That Lemley guy
Oh. Uh-huh.
founds Universal Studios.
Oh, wow. And now we go to the Limley theaters to watch indie movies.
Yeah.
Wait, go back. Oh, the Marines in Cuba, possibly the Cuban Missile Crisis, which I learned.
No, that was way later. This was in 1912, I think.
Well, this was okay, but that's not what that X-Men. That wasn't in 1912.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I felt like that was later, but you might be right.
First Class. That was probably the 60s, actually. Look.
I don't know. I'm only in July. I'm scrolling.
This isn't a history podcast. It's a vampstery podcast.
Right.
We don't claim to be scholars of history.
No, but the first Eagle Scout earns his rank. That would be interesting for our son.
Yes. Awesome.
All right. Well, we got some researching to do. Lots of year for the Scouts, I guess.
Cookies.
Scouts and cookies.
And Titanic in Arizona is as old as Oreos.
Yeah, there we go.
Arizona's old as Oreos. I'm going to be saying that and they'll be like, okay, Pete, let's get you to bed now.
But now you'll never forget, like, because it's so specific and weird. Titanic, Oreos, and Arizona.
That's what Maryland does best.
And cherry blossoms.
Ooh, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, Oreos are, like, accidentally vegan.
Yes, they are. So eat them up, everybody.
Yep. All right, Ash.
Okay, I'm ready.
The cold open, Burr. Hey, Titanic. Speaking of cold.
Yeah, very cold.
1912, Mystic Falls. Sheriff Forbes, a different Sheriff Forbes.
A much older Sheriff Forbes.
And a different Mr. Senor Salvatore.
Yes.
A councilman has been murdered. Someone is sneaking around in the mist and stabs the Salvatore, Zachariah. They fade to modern day. And I said, Ash likes these photographs in museums or in sandwich shops.
Oh my gosh, they're my favorite. Where they show, like, they're like, this is like the town. Like, this is Woodland Hills from whatever 1873 or whatever, and it's like this is exactly how it looks at that time, but you're also like, I like it especially when you're in that place, and you're like, oh, I'm in Woodland Hills right now, this is what it looks like in this place a long time ago. I love it. It's so interesting. It's one of my favorites. But yeah, it faded exactly. You're like, oh, they're in the town square.
Yep.
It looks the same but different.
Also, Mayor Lockwood and the current Sheriff Forbes were walking to that same like courthouse or jail building. Mm-hmm. And the mayor wants to know who the serial killer is. There was some killing going on in 1912 and also now in 2009 or 10 or whatever they claim the year is.
Yeah, and also all the time in between because it's Mystic Falls and someone's always getting animal attacked.
Yep. Alaric wakes up in a cell. Mm-hmm. I said he was framed. And then moments later, he's like, I was framed.
Yeah, because at the last episode, he was just shot.
Mm-hmm. By Dr. Fell.
By Dr. Fell.
Damon is at the jail. Dr. Fell used vampire blood to heal Alaric after she shot him because he had the knife from the killings, which she had. He was just holding it.
He was just holding it.
He's being framed, he says, just like I said earlier. There's a couple times where I wrote a note and then they immediately just said it.
Yeah.
And I will highlight them going forward.
Every time.
Yep. And I'll probably say like 2 or 3 times. Damon getting involved would make matters worse. Get out of here, Damon.
Well, that's pretty much always true.
Elena and Matt are jogging outside. Elena is dressed for snowboarding.
And she's full on sprinting.
Bonnie's mom, Abby. Oh, yeah, we didn't see Bonnie or Abby or Caroline in this episode.
No.
But they were just off because Abby is completing the transition and becoming a vampire. Mm-hmm. So they're off. They're busy. And they didn't want to watch that story on this episode.
Well, I'm sure we'll check in with them soon.
Caroline is going to help her transition. Matt looks old in this scene. He looks like a handsome older gentleman.
The lighting was really harsh in this episode. Mm-hmm. I was wondering, can you hear this loud squealing noise outside?
I certainly can.
I don't know. If you can, listeners, it's the neighbors.
Yeah, it's not us. I said they weren't ready for HD, Ash.
No.
They weren't ready for Netflix to put all the pixels on there.
Yeah, they were liking that soft focus before.
Yes, and you said they shouldn't do close-ups on Matt, and I said he's an attractive older man.
He is. He looks great, but he does not look like he's in high school.
No, he looks like he's about 33. Mm-hmm. He has to go pick up the kids from soccer practice.
Right.
But instead he's jogging with his ex-girlfriend. Elena goes to the jail. Damon is there. Damon wants to rip out Fell's heart or tongue and feed it to the squirrels. And he's doing a lot of face acting. And when he says squirrels, he's like...
Yeah. He's doing the most face acting. But it's so funny and entertaining.
He's in full Damon mode. And he was kind of... Oh, you said... He looks like he's in drag makeup. Mm-hmm. He is painted. He looks like a vampire. He's standing in this room just looking like a vampire.
Yeah.
In a bunch of makeup.
The lighting was really showing a lot of things.
And Elena looks like she's pregnant in this scene. She's got her big hoodie on or whatever.
Yeah, huge. She was wearing 2 huge jackets. Mm-hmm. And she's usually wearing those tight little tank tops.
Mm-hmm.
So it was
two tank tops.
Yeah, 2 tight tank tops and some flared pants in her chucks. Mm-hmm. And so this was out of character. She's wearing just a whole bunch of baggy stuff.
Yeah. Has she never jogged before? She was like, this is what people wear when they jog. 4 Carhartt jackets.
I don't know what that kind of jacket is.
Carhartt, you would recognize the brand.
Oh.
It's a tough brand for tough dudes. Mm. Stefan is trying to write in his...
I don't know any tough dudes, so...
You're right. I'm the only one you know.
No, not you.
No. Damon walks in and he's frying Stefan. He's making fun of him. Mm-hmm. A.k.a. frying him.
Yeah, people should know that.
Dear Diary, the chipmunk asked me his name today or whatever.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I know.
They want to do some brothers bonding.
They use the word brother bond a lot.
In this episode especially.
Yeah.
The originals are gone, but now the whodunit has begun.
Mm-hmm. Good riddance.
Yeah, Rebecca is still around. Mm-hmm. She's arguably the best one. Mm-hmm. Because Klaus, I would say maybe Klaus is the best one, but is he? Oh, Elijah. We like Elijah.
Yeah, I like Elijah. I would say Elijah or Rebecca are my fave originals. However, whenever there's just one original, it's kind of manageable. But when it's all about them all the time,
yeah,
I do not like it.
Do we really need Finn and Cole?
No.
Is there a 5th one? Are there 4?
And the mom, Esther, too.
Are there 4 sibs? No, there's 5 siblings. Oh, yeah, okay, Elijah, Klaus, Finn, Cole, Rebecca.
Yeah, we had already said everyone.
Yeah. But I was just are there 4 of them? No, there are 5, because 5 were linked. Mm-hmm. The pentagram.
The pink champagne.
Pentagrams and pink champagne. Sounds like my bachelorette party. Yeah. Founders Council members were being killed in 1912, including Zachariah Salvatore. Mm-hmm. Damon finds an old journal. That's the last time there was a serial killer in Mystic Falls. Mm-hmm. Ash, I think you said, or someone, either the show or you said, you need a journal if you're a vampire.
Yeah, me. I was thinking about how what a good idea to be journaling this whole time. You're a vampire. You're alive for so long, more than a regular human, obviously. I mean, unless you're an unlucky vampire, but you're gonna live through a lot of things. You should keep record of them.
You should, and I was like, yeah, there was no Instagram back then.
Not even when the show aired.
And I said, that's how I remember what I did. I scroll back.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what's going on?
They even make an app for that.
Yeah, there's an app for that. That was easy. And
other catchphrases about technology.
You've got mail. That's how I remember what we did. Oh, the beach. We should go back. Oh, something else we did.
That was fun. Let's go there.
Yep.
When I had just 1 second ago said other sounds about technology, I wanted to make the AIM sound. The
yeah.
When it closes, but I can't do it right.
Well, closing the door, yeah, is tough. Or do you mean the scary?
Yeah, the scary to open and the I don't know how to do it.
Whoopah.
But man, those sounds live in my brain.
Totally. There's a hello goodbye song that has the door closing sound. It's really good. And also kind of reminds me of that young boy who has the song, the light switch song, and there's a sound of the light switch now.
Charlie Puth.
Yeah.
The young boy.
That young man. 1912 funeral. The Salvatore tomb. Distant cousin of Zachariah. That's what Stefan, is claiming to be, right?
Yeah.
The Lockwood and Gilbert ladies arrive.
Yeah, they can't be like, well, we're actually like older than him, but we're just vampires. So they're like, oh yeah, we're his nephews.
Yeah, we're his nephews. That's what was going on with uncle, nephew.
Zach?
Well, Zachariah.
Oh shoot, now I'm saying it wrong.
But it could be Zach, like he's named after. Maybe that's the joke.
Oh.
Maybe they're great nephews. Maybe the younger guy, their uncle in the beginning.
Uncle nephew was Zach, I thought. But
yeah,
maybe he's named after.
He's
Zachariah.
named after this old head.
If that's true, I had never thought of that before.
Dang. Stefan wants the details of Zachariah's death. And the ladies tell him he was murdered.
Yeah, I like how he asks. He's like, what does he say? I don't want to be inappropriate.
Yeah, something like, no one's telling me the tea.
Yeah, what's the tea? I don't want to be inappropriate, but...
I don't want to be inappropriate, but... And I was like, what's he about to say to these two girls?
Yeah, and he's like, what's going on?
Yeah, what's the murder details?
Yeah.
They say it's not a good time to be the founder of the town. There's a crow over there. Mm-hmm. Is that going to turn into somebody later? They'll be like, I was the crow there.
This is actually the second time we've seen the crow.
I'm a shapeshifter. Probably have those. Damon is there. And he asked Stefan, have you been eating their relatives again? I guess because he killed their dad.
Yeah. He's so mad at Stefan.
Yeah, he's like straight-faced. Haven't seen each other in 50 years. He's not doing much face acting.
No, actually.
In that one, he's just like,
what a choice he made.
Yeah, he was like, in 2010, lots of face stuff. 1912, too mad.
Yeah, too mad. They haven't seen each other in 50 years. That's so long.
Yeah.
So long.
Totally. Damon is mad at Stefan for turning him into a vampire and killing their dad. Damon is emo back then.
I know. I love Damon in the olden days. I love his long hair.
Mm-hmm. He had a whimsical bob in this one.
Yeah.
You asked me to write down what I thought of his look in this one, in his little suit.
Yeah.
I said from the back, he looks like Charlie Chaplin or a Decemberist.
Yeah, okay.
And then from the front, kind of like Michael Jackson.
When he has his hat on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks better with his hat off, and his little curls are to the side. Mm-hmm. I like that look.
Back in the present, Damon's trying to go get drunk and solve a murder.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
the brother bond with Stefan.
I feel that like that's what certain like women of a certain age these days, that's what they do on their Friday nights. They're like, I'm gonna drink my wine. I'm gonna listen to my podcast.
I think that's very true. I think that's accurate. I will drink the wine part, but I don't really listen to murder podcasts. Mm-hmm. The only one I listened to was Serial.
Yes.
The original.
Yeah.
But yeah, people really like that.
Yep, and so does Damon.
I do watch like shows that have murder things in them.
Me too.
And I'll drink wine.
You
I'm
sure
a
will?
woman of a certain age.
Hey, we all are. We all have a certain age.
Yeah.
The Detective Bros. Oh, Ash. Detective Brothers reminds me of the show Supernatural. Mm-hmm. What do you know about that show?
It was on the WB or CW. Mm-hmm. That's all. And what, Jared Padalecki is in it?
Padalecki. House of Wax.
And some other guy.
Yeah. We never know the other guy.
Blonde, he's like more blonde.
Nah, he like has a buzz cut, I think.
Well, he probably had lots of different hairstyles.
he's like more of a square jawed like Channing Tatum type guy.
Yeah, I can picture him in my mind.
Those dudes are bros. Mm-hmm. They were like a Canada show. People love that show. It was on for 14 seasons. In fact, I know somebody who worked on that show and like was at the rap party and everything.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
I don't think she was on it for that.
No, but that's a long time for the show.
Yes.
Too.
Oh, it was on forever. And Ash, it's on at the gym when I go now. 8 a.m. It's on some channel.
Oh wow.
People love it.
You're
same vibe as these detective bros. They're supernatural detective bros.
And you're watching this at the gym?
It's on, and I'm like, what's going on over there? What's on the sports? What's on the news? Head down, murder podcast. Just kidding. Head down.
Comedy podcast.
Vampire podcast. Bite me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Drag her.
And Kill Streak.
Oh, Kill Streak, yeah.
What are you watching?
I'm not at the gym.
You're not watching Supernatural?
Mm-mm. But I do know some detective ladies.
Tell me.
Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. I'll solve any crime by dinner time.
And what are you referencing?
They were little detective girls when they were like 5 or something.
Is that what their movies were about?
Some of them, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that was their tagline. We'll solve any crime by dinner time. Because they were little kids, they had to go home.
I know, but I'm confused. Like, they didn't have a detective show, so did that carry through into multiple movies, or was that one movie?
They had direct-to-VHS movies.
A bunch of them, though?
Yeah, a bunch of them.
Oh, awesome. I only know of, like, New York Minute.
Yeah, those were when they were, like, teens.
Okay. So it's still during Full House, because they were, like, little teeny tiny babies when Full House started, but they had their own videos. Tell me more.
Okay, well.
Or less.
See here, look. The Adventures of Mary-Kate and Ashley, The Case of the Volcano Mystery.
Oh.
The Case of the Thorn Mansion.
Yeah, this is great.
And then this one was really good, this ocean one. Yeah, I watched these. These are really good. Oh, The Mystery Cruise? Come on.
Yeah, no, I've never seen this, but it looks very Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys. But these are movies, not books.
Yeah, these
right?
are movies. They went to SeaWorld, all kinds of stuff. I remember this one, there was this mime. He was doing mime stuff. That was a big deal.
And why didn't they just put it as a show? I guess there was more of the direct-to-video market back then or something.
Yeah.
Because that would totally just be a show now, like Supernatural.
Yeah, it was great.
The 90s loved having so many of a thing. Like those movies,
so many.
Goosebumps books, McGee and Me. Anyone know what that is?
A little bit. But also in their detective movies, they would sing all the time. They'd have these little, like, it was like a musical also.
They sing? I didn't even know they sang at all.
Yes, you do, because they have that peanut butter song.
Oh, yes, okay. I know that.
Yeah.
Yes, I know a guy in one of their videos. Yes, I was even going to bring that up. I didn't really know they were singing. They just are doing little kids singing, though.
Yeah, it's little kid songs.
I mean, because these Kids Bop kids these days
Yeah,
can croon.
it's different than that. But
They're just like, I'm doing a peanut butter sandwich.
but Mary Kate and Ashley are my age, so whenever I was watching their stuff, it was directed exactly to me.
For sure.
So I knew all their songs. I watched all their movies. Mm-hmm. I stan.
We stan. Yeah. Yeah.
They're only like 2 weeks older than me.
Dang.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I was never on that train except for just like Full House, of course. That was it. That was pretty much all I needed from those twins. Mm-hmm. And they played one person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle.
I just need one of them. One of them.
They probably don't want to hear that.
One of them in one show. I don't need to go for the whole twin lifestyle.
You were talking about sibling detectives.
Yeah.
I had to bring that one
I
up.
know, and I never knew about that. That's great.
Yay.
Any more sibling detectives? Sherlock Holmes, is there like a...
We said Nancy Drew. What about the Sweet Valley High
A
Girls?
Spurlock Holmes or
I feel
something?
like they were solving mysteries, weren't they?
We just saw those Sweet Valley High twins. Is that what you're talking about? Mm-hmm. We just saw those twins in Cheaper by the Dozen.
Oh, yeah.
Spoilers.
2, 3, 7. Cheaper by the dozen. Who even knows which one? Because there was like 2 or 3 original ones.
Oh, there's the one from the 50s or something.
There's so many.
And then there's Steve Martin ones, maybe?
Yeah, and there's like 2 or 3 of those ones, and then
I never watched any of that. My mom read us the old book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is why we did this pod, you guys. It gives us new things to talk about. It's a little off topic, but that's all right.
Whatever. You guys are along for the ride, or you've just skipped 5 minutes, which is fine also.
Yep.
Rebecca is talking to Mayor Lockwood about the old trees. Ash, I thought we were going to get some friggin' movement on these old trees. Okay,
Rebecca is doing the work.
I'm excited about these old trees now. Mm-hmm. All right, Damon and Stefan walk in because everyone eats all 3 meals at the grill. Damon and Rebecca give flirty eyes or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, because they hooked up.
Who kept the milling ledgers? All the mills were owned by the Salvatores. So I'm like, okay, what's made out of wood at their house? Do they have a desk that can kill an original? Do they have like a rocking chair that the originals can't sit on or they will die? I doubt that there is still a tree somewhere that's white oak ash.
White oak ash. Dang-a-lang.
But at some point, it's going to be like, Rebecca's going to be like, you got, like to Damon, like, you had the mills. And then Damon will be like, oh, yeah, you mean the friggin' thing that I built in 19 whatever? Yeah.
Face.
Yeah, it's over there. And I made it white oak ash. And then Rebecca will be like, we must destroy it. And be like, maybe not.
Well, if you destroy it, I'm going to keep the ash anyways.
Yeah, and that's how I'm going to keep Klaus under control, baby. That's an official Pete-diction. Put that on the record.
Okay. The rocking chair, white oak ash. Got it.
The white oak ash. All right. White winged dove. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Do.
Ash, you're bringing us so off topic. Okay. Damon is critiquing Stefan's all or nothing blood drinking. They really go to town on this.
Yeah, this is a big part of this episode, actually.
Stefan needs moderation. Rebecca was listening. Which Salvatore was killed? She asks. It was Zachariah. I could tell her that. Alaric is still in jail. Sheriff Forbes has some bogus evidence on him.
Yeah.
Thanks to Fell.
Sheriff Forbes is putting all of her faith in Miranda Fell for some reason.
Actually, you know what?
I mean, Meredith. Miranda. Whoops.
I wish I knew more about Sex in the City because I'd be like, Alaric. Is that the Miranda one?
No, that's Samantha.
Alaric was stabbing more than himself last night.
That would be a good if I had said Samantha.
That's the only thing about that show I know. Carrie has shoes.
Wow, we are really off topic today.
We're having fun. We haven't done this in a minute, I feel like. Ash, or the evidence isn't bogus. He was stabbing people, I think. He has the ring. He has a haunted ring on that's making him stab everybody.
That's how it seems at the end of this episode, for sure.
Yeah.
At this point, you don't think that, though.
No. All right. I thought that evidence was bogus. Alaric was drunk for a lot of it. It seems like he makes himself sound so shady. He was like, I was drinking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember, but I must have been home.
I was probably home asleep. It's like, yeah, that's going to be my excuse, too. Like, Ash, I was home asleep. Yeah,
the girl across the street from the girl in the house in the window, whatever that show is on Netflix. There's a lot of that. It's like, I was drinking and I don't remember, and that plays a big part into that show, which was really weird and boring at the beginning, but actually I ended up liking it.
Oh, good. A Kristen Bell joint.
Yeah, I like Kristen Bell.
Rebecca is asking about the logging mills. Damon is giving her a hard time. Stefan is fiending for blood. He's H for B.
Yeah, hold on. I was just going to say about, I can't even think of who you just said their name.
Kristen Bell?
No, the original
Rebecca?
girl. Rebecca. My brain kept going, Caroline, but I knew it wasn't Caroline. Okay, about Rebecca, she's doing way more than I would have done. I'd have been like, so where are these trees? And they've been like, we don't have these trees anymore. I'd be like, oh, all right.
Yeah, like...
But I never, ever in my life would have been like, tell me about the logging mills.
I don't know.
Not even for 1 second. I'd been like, oh, those trees aren't here anymore. I guess my luck is up.
Or you're lucky. Like, oh, they don't know where these trees are? Great.
Yeah, true.
Out of sight, out of mind.
The trees don't exist.
They should have made their coffins out of those trees.
Yeah, but she's doing a good job.
They never caught the killer in 1912. Maybe it was a vampire. They think each other did it, kind of. They were like, were you the killer? Were you the killer?
Yeah.
All right. Sage. Remember Sage? Sage the vampire. Damon was interconnected with her as well. Mm-hmm. Sage. Is she going to be a bigger part? Because she was not there that much in this, and she was kind of annoying in this episode.
Yeah.
1912. Damon drinking. They're at a carnival, like Nightmare Alley. Mm-hmm. Probably also a different time period. A lady is beating up a guy. Oh, hey, now Damon looks like a Panic at the Disco.
Yeah, this is when he looks cute.
The fighting lady
without his hat
must be Sage. $100 to any man who can beat her. Back then, that was a lot of money.
Super a lot.
She approaches Damon and puts money in his pants. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, that was
For
weird.
why? To bet on, to fight? What's going on?
Yeah, nothing really came of that.
Present day.
In my opinion, based on what I saw in this episode, she just gave him money for no reason.
And then back in present day, Rebecca she knows Sage and she was trashy. They just go back to her for like one line to
all she says.
Dunk on her for a second. Mm-hmm. And then to the next scene.
Yeah, that's it.
Elena rolls up on Fell. She's walking into the hospital. She's blaming Alaric. She knows about his past. Meredith knows all this about Alaric.
Yeah, which, ew, weirdo.
She says he got arrested at Duke. He played lacrosse.
Hey.
At Duke. Just kidding, she didn't say that.
No.
Remember that from 15 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
You took pity on an alcoholic vampire hunter, Meredith says to Elena. Mm-hmm. Like, we know Alaric from a different angle, but from Meredith's angle, it's like, he's kind of shady.
But it's also like, Meredith, where are you getting this information from? You are so weird.
Okay, so you don't like Meredith.
Well, I'm saying, like, in everything we've seen of her, she's been really shady. Uh-huh. Sneaking people vampire blood, shooting them, spreading people's history to each other. Like, what?
Yeah. Elena is sticking up for him. When they were filming this scene, I said it must be cold there for real. Because, again, Elena's in like a big coat. She looks cold.
Yeah.
Rebecca is still drinking with the boys, but it's boys' night, so the boys leave.
Yeah, then
Rebecca.
Stefan does a weird, like, flings the glasses in her face, like, as he walks away to be like, we're out of here.
And they only go, like,
One
a table over.
Yeah, one table over.
And we don't see, like, Rebecca's just, like, probably just sitting there.
Well, she's with them again very soon after.
Like, she just gets some cheese fries and just hangs out for a little
And
bit.
just probably listens to them the whole time because she's got
Bet
vampire
that-
hearing.
She gets a little wine and listens to them like a murder podcast. And has some cheese fries.
Yeah.
That
She
sounds
puts in
good.
her vampire buds, but they're just her regular listening skills.
Matt and Elena are in Meredith's apartment. They're looking for evidence that she didn't hand over to the police. Elena goes in the closet, and I was like, I typed, are there skeletons in there? Haha. And then Matt or somebody's like, skeleton in the closet, like a true founder.
Yeah,
So that's another time where I
was-
said the exact same thing.
It was Elena, but yeah.
There is a hidden doorway in there. Mm-hmm. There's a skeleton in there dancing a jig.
Uh-oh.
Bones are rattling. I said I could write this stuff because twice in this episode I said what they were going to say.
Yeah, you are good at predicting that.
There's a blue bank box, Ash. Mm-hmm. Files on all the people that she's following.
Yep. Dun dun dun.
Damon is playing darts. Says a woman can't kill a man. Rebecca does not agree. Stefan is on a master cleanse. That's like a timely joke when people were drinking like that lemonade all the time. Mm-hmm. Stefan wants blood, but doesn't want to slaughter people. Damon hits another Dear Diary joke, and then they do read from Stefan's diary about Damon, and it's not nice.
Uh-huh.
It's like the burn book from Mean Girls, as we
yeah.
probably said. I probably said that every time
Right.
it's come up. I work on a show about dogs, and it's out now, so I can say it's called Roman to the Rescue. But I'm working on this episode now that hasn't come out yet, and they're trying to get this dog to like do different stuff, and I'm trying to get a pickup line. I don't know if I should say that. There are pickup lines in reality shows, but anyway, I'm trying to get them to say that fetch isn't happening.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to make fetch happen and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's appropriate. Dog, fetch, Mean Girls.
Yes, I'm trying to get this Mean Girls reference into my show.
That'd be good.
But if anyone hears this, totally the kid said that naturally. I didn't tell anyone to say that.
It's just coincidence.
Yep. All right. 1912. Damon is sucking necks.
Yes.
Sage likes to watch.
She's a freak.
Also, she's like, "You're a bad vampire. You're doing it wrong."
Yeah.
And
He's
he's
not like enjoying it. He's just like, I got the blood and now I'm done.
"Yeah, I'm not hungry anymore." So. And she says a woman isn't just for food, but for pleasure. I would agree with that. Damon is spoken for. Is he talking about Catherine?
Catherine, yeah.
And she's in the tomb.
And it's been 50 years already.
Being a vampire is relishing in the pleasure of it. They go to a boxing match. I said she looks like a pro wrestler, like in real life. Damon wants the buttoned-up women who crave seduction.
But isn't it weird that, like, all of a sudden he's, like, on board with what Sage is saying? Like, 1 second ago he was like, I'm just going to eat because I'm hungry. And now he's like, you have to choose these women. I don't know. It seemed like a big, like, shift really quick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong.
He's always taking big shifts. Damon is eyeing a Gilbert gal. A less popular television show, The Gilbert Gals. Sage was obsessed with Rebecca's brother, Finn.
That's another little one-liner.
Yeah, from Rebecca. Stefan needs to get out of there. He's freaking out.
and Rebecca just has these one-liners to like stay relevant in the conversation.
She's adding to the conversation. Elena and Matt look at Fell's files.
All right, I wanted to say something about this.
Please.
Why, when people break into other people's places, they stay there and look through all the stuff? You need to be like, oh, there's a bunch of files here. Let's leave with it.
Yes.
And well, you're not going to look through it for 10 seconds. You would probably look through it for hours.
Yes.
Take it with you. Get out of
Just
there.
be like, secret banker's box, close up the thing, and leave. With the whole banker's box.
Take the whole thing.
I said people stay hiding in these closets where they were when people come in. Okay.
Yeah.
In every show and movie ever made, people are hiding doing something. Say in the closet, reading the banker's box files. They hear the door open. It's the person, and they and they go up in the coats and stuff like that.
It even happened in Stefan's old apartment in Chicago, and Elena was there.
Yes, didn't Elena learn from that? Okay.
I know.
One, don't even get into that situation because you find a big treasure trove of information. Let's leave immediately.
Yeah.
Two, if you didn't do that, you hear someone come in, you don't hide in there. Immediately rush the door.
Yeah. Just you're holding it in your hand, just run out.
Don't wait for them to be like, my stuff is aflutter. Let me get my gun.
Yeah, exactly. So if you ever write this scenario in one of your things, you should have the people make a quick joke like, let's open this here, blah, 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 and look at each other and be like, and then...
A friggin' idiot would do that.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
That's the dumbest thing ever. Let's leave.
Cut to them at home, lounging in
leisurely
bathtubs, we are getting this information.
Yeah. Oh, we've been able to look at this information for hours.
I feel like Williamson should have done better because, and not shading him or anything, but he pointed out all the stuff in Scream.
Yeah.
And the point was Drew Barrymore did run back up the stairs or whatever, but Kay Williamson, he notices this stuff, so he should have been, but he was on vacation that week or something. He was like, season 3, episode 16, I don't need to be on the wheel for this one. Even though his name was in the credits.
A writer's room, of course. Yeah. But, yeah, man, take the goodies and get out.
Just secret door, great. Banker's box, this probably has, if it was behind the hidden thing.
Even open it for 1 second, yes.
Oh, a bunch of people's names. Close the thing, make it look as good as it can.
Yeah. Because then she would never even know you took it. It was behind a wall. It would take her a long time to figure it out.
Unless she checks it every day, but even then, you're at least out of there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I had a big note about that, not exactly, but...
Yeah, I was watching it so stupid.
But what they did sit there and read was she's got info on Alaric. She has an old Gilbert Gurnal. And the medical examiner time of death between 1 and 3 a.m. is wrong.
Yeah.
And then she's back and they don't rush her. Should have just rushed her. I mean, Matt could probably... They could tabletop her.
2 against 1?
Yeah.
Someone could just push her real quick and then...
Yeah.
But, yep, they do the wrong thing.
So, yeah, and so they try and hide in there, but then when they open the door, she's there.
Yeah, they hear the door slam, which also, that is a good trick for the person in the house to close the door to pretend like you left. And then you're just there here I am.
Oh, man, I have one more errand to do. Close the door. Yeah. And I'm going to run there.
Yeah, right. Bye. Close the door.
But first, I'm going to, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have another one teed up. All right. And then cut to Elena and Matt in Sheriff Forbes' office. All right.
Yeah, and Sheriff Forbes is so mad.
She's so mad. And I was kind of confused about this. Fell already earlier that day sent a letter correcting the time of death mistake.
It makes sense later when Meredith is saying how she was setting Alaric up to protect him. So she shot him so that she could set him up to be guilty.
Yeah.
And then cleared his name with the letter.
Yeah.
So then he could be freed. So then they would no longer have him as a suspect. So she had a very complicated master plan that she told no one about. So there was no scenes of people like explaining their plan, which is what happens a lot in this show.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what? And then she said it at the end.
And I still don't understand that plan.
Okay.
But I believe it is a plan. And I've seen the Ashley Judd movie Double Jeopardy.
Okay.
So
you know that plans exist.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Rebecca, and I forgot the A, or it didn't come across, so it just says Demon. Rebecca and Demon. Or Digimon. Man, if one of them turned out to be a Digimon, then I would be, like, very interested.
I would be out.
Following Stefan down the street, he wants to feed. Damon says Stefan is, like, pursuing one extreme or another. He's either cold turkey or hot.
Blood next.
Blood next. Damon wants Rebecca's help. They see a lady. Damon compels her, then sucks her neck. Stefan stops him. Stefan wants to suck the neck. Damon is pressuring him to suck the neck. Or Rebecca will kill the person that the neck is attached to.
Yeah, and Stefan doesn't want anyone else to die.
No, he eyes the bloody neck. He gets H for B, and he does suck the neck.
Almost too much.
Almost too much. Damon pushes Stefan away. Elena and Matt walk up and catch the bros sucking blood. And Stefan always, when he sucks blood, he's like a 2-year-old, like eating spaghetti. He's like, ha, ha, with all this pasta sauce coming out.
And his mouth is wide open, and yeah. But also, it's like whatever he has in his mouth, like for real. I mean, he's acting.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't want to close your mouth and swallow that stuff.
Paul
Paul
himself.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that in there.
So he would rather just drool it out.
Yeah.
Than swallow it.
He's like, ah.
And he probably hopefully can keep it like in between his teeth and his lips and not be like all in his mouth.
So gross.
Yeah, he has to do that. Imagine how much they have to put that stuff in their mouth. Whatever, corn syrup or whatever it is. I don't know. And also I said syrup, but I meant to say syrup.
It might actually be syrup, though. Might be the industry term.
But of course, Elena, who he was just like, I haven't fed since I scared you on Wickery Bridge. Didn't you tell her that?
Yeah.
Now she sees him, and so she's probably like, either he was lying to me the whole time, or he is losing it. Because she goes to the extreme. Yeah. And Damon called her out. He's like, Elena, we are fine. You don't need to make it more, like, intense or whatever word, dramatic than it needs to be. Yeah, he was right.
He was right. Elena has the stank face also.
Yeah.
Matt is smart. He's like, let's get out of here.
Yeah. He's like, come on.
Stefan walks away really mad. Elena is back home at Matt, and they're having tea, nighttime tea. Mm-hmm. Which we'll talk about nighttime coffee a little later.
I thought about that too.
Matt doesn't get Elena's thing with the bros, and she's like, being with Stefan felt safe, and Matt's like, what? They're vampires.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
I knew he would never stop loving me, and he would never die like my dead parents.
That is some, like, trauma relationship stuff.
Yeah. Well, you hear about the people who are raised in a unhealthy family structure, and then they seek a mate that is similarly unhealthy. Mm-hmm. To put it very specifically.
Yeah.
But
or you could have just said what I said, unhealthy relationship stuff.
Yeah. Matt doesn't know if you can ever, and he says, shake someone you fell in love with.
He's talking about Elena.
He is, but also you can shake them. You can shake them all you want.
Oh, no.
But he means like forget them.
Yeah, of course.
Matt loves Elena. He stole the journal for her, and he's the only normal one in a town of vampires.
Does that mean you like Matt now? You did not like Matt for so long.
I haven't seen him put shoes in any beds recently, and he stole the journal. I don't know. He's chilling.
Okay.
He's like, and like I said, he's the only normal one in a town full of vampires. He wants to like get out. He needs to get good grades. He's trying to go to VTech so bad. Right?
Yeah.
Lark comes home. Elena gives him a big hug.
Yeah, that's nice.
Stefan's by the big fire. Damon gets home. And he's like talking to him about drinking blood, like, you did well tonight. You'll be the king of moderation.
Wasn't that nice, though? Like, Stefan doesn't receive it well at first, but Damon's like, hey, you did a really good job. Like,
Yeah.
that was so nice.
It was nice.
He didn't have to say that at all.
He's trying to get Stefan to drink a little blood.
Yeah, he doesn't want Stefan to be, like, losing it either way.
Do a little dance, drink a little blood, drink blood tonight.
Yeah.
No more no humanity, Stefan, because Stefan's like, meh, meh, meh.
Yeah, he was like, it doesn't matter what Elena thinks.
And then they mentioned bonds of brothers again. Go back to hating me.
Drink.
Stefan doesn't need Damon's help, he says. He claims.
And Damon's like, whoa, wait a minute. Let's talk about the last time you said you didn't need my help.
Yes, in 1912. 1912, Damon trying to get Stefan to drink blood. Have a drink with me, brother. Let's bond.
Yeah, but Stefan was fine. He was drinking his animal blood. He was like, Damon, I haven't seen you in 50 years. He doesn't say, I'm sorry for turning you into a vampire, but he's like, but you don't have to be that way. We can have animal snacks and we'll be chilling. And Damon corrupts Stefan because he's mad at Stefan, and also he wants him to be like, if I'm going to be eating these necks and you made me this way, then you better be eating these necks too. That's what I think his subtext is.
Me too. Couldn't have said it better or differently. Have a drink with me, brother. Let's bond. Cut to Stefan drinking a neck, right? Sipping a neck. Mm-hmm. He has a big mouth in that. He does a big old chomp.
He was like, really big.
He goes too much with it and kills this Lockwood. Her head falls off.
Yeah, he was the Ripper.
He becomes a Ripper. He ripped her head off.
Come on, Damon. It's all his fault.
Yeah. Damon regrets not stopping him back then. Elena is reading the journal. Alaric's making night coffee.
I know. The only other person I know that makes night coffee for real is my grandma. But
Decaf.
I don't know.
I know people like a little decaf at night. Your dad makes some night coffee, but that's for the next day.
Yeah, because he wakes up like 5 hours later. Hold on, I just want to say about the bros.
Yes.
They are really not good at life choices. So they make so many huge bad decisions in a row. Like, I mean, one's 50 years later, but Stefan kills his dad. Stefan turns Damon into a vampire.
Yeah.
Then Damon turns Stefan into a Ripper.
I know we like give Stefan all this credit, but he also didn't have his stuff together back then.
No, not at all.
So we're like, oh, Damon's the bad boy, but like Stefan made the crucial early bad decisions.
Yeah, I know, and they just keep making bad decisions.
Team Damon.
They keep making bad decisions.
Yeah, totally. But what about the night coffee? You had a lot to say about that.
Yeah, night coffee. That's not a good idea.
Sounds like a cool nickname, though.
But also, like, a lot of people, I don't really drink coffee because it's too much for me. But typically, drinking coffee makes you need to go to the bathroom, right? So you drink your night coffee and then you're like, have a tummy ache all night and you need to go poop?
I don't know. That's not one of its effects for me.
Well, that is a common effect. Though.
That's what people say, yeah. I think they're weak-stomached. I have an iron gullet.
And then the obvious other side effect is, like, you're not tired.
Yeah, was it, like, drinking Alaric? Like, was he like, I'm not drinking tonight. I'm having coffee because, I'm remembering this.
Maybe, actually. That would make sense.
He's supposed to take care of Elena even if he sucks at it, he says. They agree to take care of each other.
Oh.
Stefan finds some archives. A confession from Samantha Gilbert. And
10 years later.
10 years, 1922. The Oreo is 10 years old. I think I had already killed her, Damon says. This Gilbert. We learned some more about this Gilbert.
Yeah, Damon's like, that's weird.
Fel shows up to talk to Alaric. She needs him to trust her. Let me in, she asks. Vampire much?
Yeah, did you hear the, like when she's like, just let me in and we can talk. It's like...
Yeah, I don't think she's probably a vampire, though. She does have a lot of vampire blood, though.
Yeah, they'll always make you wonder.
Yeah. Yeah, I have vampire blood. My blood. Elena is upstairs still reading. She's reading Samantha Gilbert's I'm Going Mad.
Yeah, her handwriting is all crazy.
Cutting back and forth between a couple different things. I said, is Alaric wearing a haunted ring?
That's what you said?
And that's what I wrote. I also yelled it really loud at and you were like, hey, calm down. I would know if I were killing people, wouldn't I? Alaric says. I mean, I do get blackout drunk really often.
All my weapons have killed all the people.
Yeah, someone killed a bunch of people with my weapons. Val thinks he's sick and wants to help him.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not the weird sick one, it's you.
Elena's there too. Rick, I think she's right. Last scene, the Salvatore, Zachariah Salvatore, is killed by the Gilbert, Samantha Gilbert, and she's wearing the ring.
Yeah.
Alaric's ring, which is actually what, Elena's ring?
Yeah, it's a Gilbert ring. Jeremy has one and Alaric has one.
Jeremy.
Elena doesn't have one. She's the doppelganger, so it doesn't work on her.
Doesn't work on her. We need a little cutaway to Jeremy. He's living his best life. He's working at a auto manufacturer, pressing bumpers.
Oh my gosh.
He's trying to get his rap career
In
started.
8 Mile. Okay, we get it.
While also, he's like Taryn Manning, Brittany Snow.
Pete.
And now I'm kind of getting confused with Hustle and Flow.
Alright, he's not in 8 Mile. Okay, so that's the end.
That's the end of this episode.
How many fangs?
2 fangs.
I was going to forget how many fangs we did. I was about to be like 5 fangs.
5 out of 2 fangs.
Actually, I'm going to go with 2 fangs. Wait, what did you say?
I said 2 fangs.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't actually listen to what you said. I'm going to do 2 fangs also, which I'm pretty sure is my first 2 fangs.
What?
In a long time. I was trying to be specific because I did say I wasn't going to do 2 fangs again until Stefan wasn't being...
Total D.
Yeah. And I know he drank blood or whatever, but he is trying.
Yep.
And also, I do not like the originals.
Yeah.
And I'm so... this for me felt like a season 1, season 2 episode again.
It did, yeah. We were...
good back, core characters. I love the flashbacks.
Yep.
I could have flashbacks every episode, honestly.
They should consider that. There was Founders Intrigue.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, and I went 2 fangs too, a double 2-fanger.
4 total fangs.
4 fangs, 2 mouths.
Okay.
Pete-dictions, I feel like
you did some
laid them out.
Mid-ep Pete-dictions.
Yeah, I mean, certainly we'll jump back to, what's Bonnie, Abby, what's her last name?
Bennett.
Yeah, okay. We'll jump back to the Bennetts. Caroline will be mentoring this mature older woman into her vampirism. Mm-hmm. Bonnie's still a witch. You can't be a witch and a vampire. We know that. Mm-hmm. Alaric. Yeah, he has a haunted ring on. That's cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Ash, if you've listened this far, and if you're up to date, if you're season 3, episode 16, hour 1.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're here, then this next thing I'm about to say is certainly for you. I'm talking to you, listener.
Okay.
All right. We have been asked about merch a little bit sometimes. And I had put up merch previously in the past, and it got taken down because it was too good.
Too good.
It looked like
the logo.
The logo of the show. Mm-hmm. But guess what? I'm putting it back up. Yeah. And it's different. I've tweaked it. And also, I think I like on TeePublic, and TeePublic, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but I like tagged like the Vampire Diaries, maybe even like Warner Brothers. Yeah. Like I was getting specific with it. But look, when I post this episode, and this is all a joke, by the way. This is all alleged and a joke, and I'm not actually doing this. Wink. Okay. Okay, so until in this joke scenario, it gets taken down again on TeePublic, which this isn't real. I'm putting up some Vampire logos. In fact, if this weren't a joke, some of the logos are totally original and don't have anything to do with the logo. So certainly those should stay up.
Yeah, 100%.
But anyway, there'll be like t-shirts, tank tops, mugs. It's the link will be in this podcast.
Yeah, check out the podcast description for the link.
Yeah, or go to TeePublic and search for High Dive or High Dive Publishing or Vampire. Mm-hmm. And there's really fun stuff. I'm going to buy some stuff tomorrow morning. Yeah,
you guys got to get it and take a picture, tag us on Instagram or whatever other things.
Yep.
We want to see your merch.
Yeah, and it might get taken down, but just get it before it does. And also, this has all been a lie and a joke.
You're so weird for saying that.
Only because I'm telling the truth, or am I?
I don't know. I'm eating dog hair by accident.
Better than eating it on purpose.